Hello, boys and girls. If you haven't guessed it, today we're going to be talking about bees. And before we get started, I'm going to go over a few words with you to help you understand the story that we're going to read about bees. So, the word is cell. A cell is a small section in a honeycomb or hive, and cells have six sides. Honeycomb, you might not know what honeycomb is. So, a honeycomb is a group of wax cells built by bees inside their hives. Bees store pollen, nectar, honey, and eggs in the cells of the honeycomb. So, let me go ahead and show you what that looks like, okay? So, this is essentially a wall of a hive. This is from a beekeeper. He let me have this. Um, and this is essentially just a wall of a hive. This is the honeycomb here. Each honeycomb has six sides. Each cell, sorry, has six sides. If I can get it to you close enough so you can see, these are the cells. They have six sides, and this one's old, so it's a little more softened. The sides are, but these are cells, and these are where bees are going to store their honey. This is where they're going to lay their eggs. They're going to put them down inside there. Okay, so this is honeycomb, and this is a cell. Each one is a single cell in the honeycomb. Okay, so before we get started, I want to show you that so you understood where we were going with that. A hive is made up of a lot of these. Like if you have a beekeeper in your family or someone you know, they have a lot of these within their box. And this is only a small portion of an actual hive. Like there's probably, I don't know, 10 of these in a box. And it really depends on how big the hive is. So there'll be a few of those within the actual hive. So the hive is where the colony of bees live. There's thousands of bees that live in that one little hive. The goal of the bees that live in that hive is to protect the queen. They all want to make sure the queen is protected because the queen controls the whole hive. And we're going to look at that a little closer here in a minute when we look at each type of bee. But I'm going to go ahead and read you this so you understand where we're coming from. And I'm going to hold this book a little differently because it's really wide like this. So I'm going to hold it where I'm reading the words, but you can see the pictures of it. Okay. So the book is called Bees and Their Hive by Linda Tagliaferro. And this is also going to be in Canvas. So if you want to go back and read it, it's in Canvas. So it says, bees live in hives. Bees build hives in trees or logs. And on that picture, they're actually on a log. Bees work for about 2 weeks to make a hive. See the honeycomb starting? Bees use wax to build hives. Bees make the wax inside their bodies. So they're actually making this stuff right here in their bodies. So what I just showed you on the frame, that was all made within their bodies. Isn't it crazy how they know how to make hexagon shaped cells? It's craziness. Inside the hive, bees shape wax into cells. Rows of wax cells make honeycomb. See each cell? This is honeycomb. A queen bee lays thousands of eggs. She lays one egg in each cell. So she's laying them in each one of these. And if she lays thousands of eggs, that must mean there are thousands of cells. I've never tried counting them, but I'm sure there are thousands. Young bees hatch from the eggs. Worker bees feed the young bees. So this is actually a worker bee, and she's feeding this one that's coming out of the egg. Guard bees protect the hive. They sting enemies that try to come inside. So this is actually, it's sitting on the edge of a hive, and it's waiting for the enemies to come. Or if enemies come, they won't always come. But in hot weather, bees quickly fan their wings. Fanning cools the hive. See how you really can't see what the details of the wing? That's because they're going so quickly fanning the hive and keeping their honey at the correct temperature. A good home. Bees buzz and fly into their hives. Hives are a good home for bees. And this is the honeybees entering a box hive. A box hive is like what a beekeeper would have. Okay, so in this story, we looked at a few different roles within the hive. We saw the role of the queen, and it said that she laid thousands of eggs. I'm going to turn to that picture. I want you to look at what she looks like. See how she's long and skinny? I actually have another picture of her right here, a diagram of her. See the long and skinniness? She looks different than the others. These ones are not long and skinny. And then it talked about the worker bees. And those bees, I'm going to put this book down for just a moment so you can see the worker bees. Okay, we've got this one's the worker bee. And this one was the queen bee. Look at how different they are in sizes. The worker bee makes up 90% of the hive. So they're 90%. When you look at the hive, you're more than likely to see a worker bee. The worker bee, like within the book we talked about, they'll fan the hive. They take care of the babies. They bring in nectar. They bring in food. They make honey. They make honeycomb. They build the house. They work all the time. And then there leads us to the last type of bee that they really didn't talk about much in the story, but this is a drone bee. The drone bee, let me hold these a different way where you can see them all. Look at the drone bee. I'm gonna put this one down for just a moment. Look at the length, like how long it is, and look how like wide it is. And if you'll notice its eyes are bigger than any of the other bees. The drone bee is actually a male bee, and they make up 10% of the hive. So when you look into a hive, you're more than likely going to see a worker bee, not a drone bee. But drone bees are male bees. They are there to keep the queen company, fertilize the eggs. And then these ones are there to keep the hive running. Okay, on the eggs part, we're going to talk about that for a second. They fertilize the eggs. The queen chooses which eggs they fertilize because she actually controls the whole hive. If your queen is a nice queen, then your whole hive will be a friendly hive. If your queen is a mean queen, your whole hive will be a mean hive. Whereas when beekeepers invade and try to check on their hives, if their queen is mean, they'll have a rowdy bunch that might sting them. If it's nice, then it'll be a more pleasurable process of checking. But the queen actually controls how many boys and how many girls there are. If the drone fertilizes the egg, that creates females. If it's not fertilized, it creates males. Okay, so that's the different types of bees within the hive. We're going to talk about what a worker bee's anatomy looks like, okay? And when we talk about that, we're going to look at a little closer. I'm going to teach you a song, okay? This is the worker bee. The worker bee has a head, a thorax, an abdomen, has wings, eyes, antennas, legs, and a pollen basket. You're going to learn more about this pollen basket in the next lesson. But to help you remember each part, I'm going to sing you a song, and it goes to the tune of head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You can sing with me. Ready? Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. 2 sets of eyes and wings that help bees fly. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. So you can do it with me now using your head. Their thorax is kind of like their chest area. Their head is their head, and their abdomen is their belly. So here we go. We're going to go head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. 2 sets of eyes and wings that help bees fly. Head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. Great job. You can sing that to yourself to help you remember each important part of the bee and what their job is. I also have a video I want to show you, but I don't know if we're going to have time for the video. Let me look. We might come back to the video in a moment. It goes a little deeper into each body part, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit of what you're going to be working with today. And we got to go over the life cycle. Okay, so bees actually start out as eggs, right? They start out as eggs that the queen lays into each honeycomb. I've got some toys that actually kind of help illustrate this process. So this is actually half of a honeycomb. This is bigger than what you would normally see, but this is This is so you can actually visualize it. This little yellow thing is half of one of these little cells. Okay. So here's the cell. It's half of the hexagon. Within the cell is an egg. This is the egg that the queen lays. Can you see it? Okay. When she lays this egg, she puts it, sorry, she lays over, over thousands. Remember, we just talked about that, over 1,000. She can lay 15 to 2,000 pin-headed sized eggs. This is pin-headed. So just think of a pin. That is how small they are. The queen is able to lay both fertilized that produce queens, workers, and she's able to lay male bees. We talked about that earlier. Okay. As it grows and gets bigger and bigger, it turns into larvae. And larva, I've actually got two types of toys here that kind of show it. They're both what they would look like, but I'm going to show you both just because the camera can pick up the different colors. So this is what a larva actually looks like. The color, see how it's almost clear? It kind of looks like a worm, doesn't it? This is the other one. This is 3 larvae all put together. But see how small, and I mean, the different characteristics of it. It's very, very worm-like. So after 3 to 4 days, the egg hatch into larvae, which are fed by worker bees. A future queen is fed royal jelly, a substance secreted from the glands in the head of the worker bees. A future worker is fed bee bread, which is a mixture of pollen and nectar. Okay, so then they just keep growing and growing, and they turn into pupa. And at this stage, the pupa does not eat. It begins losing its worm-like shape. It starts to develop eyes. See the eyes? Wings. You can kind of see them. I'm trying to hold it still so you can see them. These legs. And they still kind of appear to be a little bit see-through. This stage takes 6 days for a future queen and 11 days for a worker. Okay. And then it grows into a honeybee. See the honeybee? Can I see it like this way? And the adult bees have different jobs and lifespans. Sterile females workers live 20 to 40 days and tend to young bees and guard their hive entrance. They find food and they collect pollen, nectar, and water. The drones only live up to 30 to 90 days, and their only role is to fertilize eggs. So this is actually a worker bee. As you can kind of tell, the way it's longer, it's not as chubby as the drone bee. So anyways, that is the worker bee. So today, for your work, I would like for you to really go back and look at the YouTube videos, just because they are kind of exciting and they kind of help you visualize it. But you're going to be doing 3 things. You're going to label which type of bee there is within Canvas. So you got 3 bees. You're going to draw, either type it in down here or write it in. You're going to label each part of the bee, and you can do that with the song that I just taught you. And then you're going to draw, and I can't wait to see your drawings of each one of these. But you have egg, larva, pupa, and adult bee. You can go back and look within your pre-teach video. There's great examples within there. You can go back and look at the pre-teach assignment, and then you can go back and look at the videos. There's great examples everywhere, but I just ran out of time. So I just wanted to hop on here and teach you a little bit about bees and a little bit about their life cycle and their anatomy and the different types within the hive. And I will see you guys later. And I hope you have fun with this assignment, because bees are so important and they are so fun. I will see you later.